posting in a while. I just officially graduated. I am going to be working 40 hours a week starting the 25th of next week, which will be full-time for me. I'm going to be making up for most of the time that I missed posting on my channel. I'm hoping y'all can forgive as many subscribers as possible. I really want to reach a certain amount of subscribers on my channel, so please, if y'all can, tell y'all's friends about me. Get me up and going. I want to be able to take this to a whole new level of chances, and I really want to get on top. I really want to get up there, be able to go do things, being able to actually do shows, being able to do all this live in front of y'all, being able to travel to see everybody, and maybe one day seeing my favorite YouTubers in person. One day. I'm hoping y'all can give me this full-on chance. If y'all want to go and get, if any of y'all have PlayStation 4, y'all can go and friend me. I will give my gamer tag one day soon enough. My gamer tag's actually right here, so if there's a day where you want to game with me on anything, Destiny 2, Hood, anything, I will game with y'all. We're going to go ahead and do a memory insight of the altar. I don't know if I have any. My channel in specific. I have 19 subscribers. So what? That? This? That? This? This? So that. So, okay, now it's, okay, so the first one is 2 lines, line, 2 lines. So, this, what's the next one? This, then that, this, try to complete, next trial begins.
It was thrilling to find a riddle that Oryx had missed. But of course, his cunning could never defeat mine. Do you know the last time I spoke with my brother? It was just before his final battle. I told him he would die, and he said, "I am always glad to die."
I wish we didn't have to do it, you know? But like, we've gone through so many of these battles up against things that like, we had to get rid of, like, kill in specific. The first thing we had to go through was Oryx. And Oryx was actually a female born until Oryx realized he was transgender. So you had one brother and two sisters, and one of them was fated. One of them wasn't fated to die, but one was fated to die, but the other one wasn't supposed to die. So Oryx wasn't supposed to originally die. He was originally supposed to win and stay king. He was supposed to stay alive to finish off where his father left off. But his sister, who we just finished killing, who's gonna come back either way, she was fated to die as well, but the other sister isn't fated to die, but I have a feeling we're fixing to go up against her next. So you have the King of Raw, and then you have the Queen of Maz, and then you have the Taken King, who's the King of all Taken. Granted power from traveling. So I have this next. It's not too. So me and my friends are putting together this clan, and we're trying to get enough people to do a few raids, because we all promised each other that one day, if we can get 6 players on Destiny 2, we would do a very old original raid one day. And we were planning to do
It's not that complicated. I can walk you through it.
We were planning to
Wow. The unkillable is dead. That witness must be shaking in its boots, yeah? Oh, man, you Guardians, you're always pulling off the unimaginable. I never knew the guy personally, but word on the street was Rolk had been the proverbial thorn in Savathun's side for, like, eons, really. But now, both of them are, you know, in the ground, which means nobody's controlling that pyramid. And the Scorn see the opportunity. Their control could lead us right back to another Rolk-sized problem. So, if you don't mind, maybe keep the place under our control instead? And who knows? Maybe, in the process, we'll learn something more about Rolk. Or even better, the witness. Good luck in there, friend.
So, basically, the story itself, we're going up against a new person who's on the side of witness. Well, who's a disciple. Rolk is the now known new person. We're trying to make sure no one takes control of the pyramids. Because we're trying to make sure a new uprising and upcoming doesn't happen. And we're not trying to go back into a casualty of everyone dying again. We're trying to make sure no one loses their ability of so me and my friends have to make sure that Vanguard keeps control of the pyramids and making sure that we preserve everything perfectly well, because Vanguard wants to be able to understand. All of Vanguard wants to make sure everything is set in place and make sure nothing is to go out of
Here's what I know.
order. They want to make sure the future doesn't get tethered. Basically, we want to make sure no one's able to rule like this unworldly world that shouldn't exist.
Not much on our witness disciple.
And
Some
with
ghosts on the Hive
Osiris
network said
dead-
even Savathun's scared of them. Of course, they haven't signed on in a while.
Osiris and Cade are the first three people to die in this game. Along with, the Queen's brother is also dead. So that's 4 people in total that we know that are dead who were originally on our side, but 2
Steal the
had a
Traveler. That could have been the biggest heist in history. You gotta admire the planning involved.
Osiris and the Queen's brother both turned bad. The Queen's brother went into this chaotic psycho rage after losing his sister and was trying to free her, but something caused him to go his way to make him.
Let's give the big guy some space, yeah? He's been through a lot, what with the dying. So let him, just let him get some rest.
So everyone is trying to make sure that we don't go into a extinction. We're trying to keep everything alive as long as we possibly can.
I got miles under me. What happens when you search like the whole galaxy around?
We're trying to make sure we don't go into another collapse, basically. So, if you're friends with me on PlayStation, and you talk to me, I know the full storyline of what really truly is going to happen. And me and my friends have this feeling we're gonna go into another collapse and fallout. The backstory of each dude. Like Cade 6, his backstory. He used to be a thief before he was put on Vanguard. Nothing's really known about Ikora's or Zavala's backstory unless you look it up and see what their backstories are. Everything, you'd understand what's going on in the timeline. The whole timeline got screwed over. It got so badly screwed up that no one is ready to go through what do I put it as? No one wants to be put into another collapse again. Like in the first game, and when we had to go up against Gaul, and another person before this, before we even knew about the Witness, and before we even knew about Savathun. So the first couple people that we ever went up against was from the first game. If you play it and understand the storyline,
I got a problem with Scorn. I figure with you and me being such good friends, you could go resolve it.
What all the Guardians are going through, what all the regular humans are going through. The Guardians protect the city, and the Guardians protect the people that live in the city and in the tower. No one understands why us Guardians do it in the first place. No one understands why we specifically take our chances of doing all this even though we know we're going to die, but we come back. Everyone doesn't specifically understand why we do it, what we go through, basically when I say we, I mean us as the players playing as Guardians, protecting something that we don't fully know what's capable of. The Traveler itself is this giant ball of a machine, that hoards all this power and only gives it to people that go by a quote or by a motto. You have to be able to be brave and sacrifice and be able to die just to be resurrected with this power and this ghost. You have to do all these things in order just to go through with something where you're only just going to go back to doing it again, constantly dying and constantly being revived into this new life, but you're still the person you are. So what I understand is so you have exos. Exos have their ghost built. They have a piece of their ghost built into them. So if their ghost were to die, if their ghost were to get destroyed or exploded by something, they can take that piece of the ghost shell, and basically what they can do is they can take the ghost shell out, and they can take that ghost shell piece and build a new one. But they'd have to have the ghost shell that was in them replaced with another one. So each time an exo is built and placed with a ghost shell put into them, they forget everything that has happened. So they come back as a secondary version of what they originally were. Same model, same style, same everything. So humans and Awoken, they're not put through this. They die, they come back. They remember everything that happened. Exos, they forget everything. All their stuff is stored in one little thing, and it's not given back to them. Cade, on the other hand, every single time he was remade, he would write in a journal before he dies. So each time he's remade, he reads back on what happened to him, and he remembers everything the more he goes into it. So I have a feeling that in the next DLC, if they make like another Destiny game basically, if they make a Destiny 3, it'll be called Destiny 3 but with like a different title. Each Destiny game is supposed to have a different title, different background, different music. Destiny 1 was originally just Destiny 1 until Taken King and whatever the other DLC originally was. Destiny 2 has like 7 different DLCs to it. So if you first start off, you're not going to be able to play the first few DLCs. You're immediately going to start off with what we have now. You're going to start off with Sabbath in the Stern World. You're not going to be able to play the very beginning stuff. So you're going to immediately, if you're a new player, you're not going to be able to start off where everybody started off unless you played it when it first came out with all the original DLCs. But you gotta be able to catch up with everybody else before the next DLC comes out to understand the storyline along with everybody else. Like with me and my buddy, me and my 2 buddies, we've all played the same thing multiple times. But here's the thing people don't understand. You have to focus and have to have the time and patience. Even if you're working, you still have to have the time and patience to go through all this stuff to be able to understand the storyline. So each time you go through a corresponding, you basically in D1 and D2, every single time you die and come back, you repeat what's going on. You repeat your life each time you come back with your ghost. Your ghost revives you and brings you back, and they tell you over and over again the same thing every single time they revive you back. You can't turn back, you can't go back as a child. You are a full-grown adult in an adult body with a ghost and powers. But each time something new comes, you learn this new ability. First we started off with solar or lightning or void. Whichever power you started off with, that's the power you started off with, and you grow that power till it's finished. And then you move on to the next. The next power, I have a feeling the next power we're going to get is going to be a whole lot darker than the powers we have now. I have a feeling void, solar, and whatever the other power is going to be a whole lot darker than what it is now. I have a feeling with our stasis, it's going to be a whole lot darker. I have a feeling the story is going to get a whole lot darker the further we go and the deeper we go into the game. I have a feeling things are going to get a whole lot worse until we finally win and we have everything under control. You meet new people, you come across new people. Some people are going to be replaced in the game. Some people are going to come back as a totally different person, and you have to remind them who they were. The only thing is with exos, you're not supposed to say anything, and you cannot remind them of what they used to be. No matter how tempting it is for your character to do something, you cannot do it. So no matter what it comes down to, there's always something new you can try. Everything you do, everything you see, everything that's talked about in the game itself is going to be repeated over and over and over and over again. No matter how many DLCs come out, no matter how many games they make, there's going to be the same words that pop up every now and then in everything you do. No matter which planet you go to, no matter which place you go to on that planet, no matter what mission you're doing, raid you're doing, strike you're doing, something's going to be repeated, and it's going to come across multiple times. No matter if it's writing, no matter if it's a thing you have to do in a certain way, if it's a puzzle, or if it's something you come across and have to do. No matter what it is, it's going to be repeated numerous times. No matter how many times you don't want to go through it, you're going to have to go through it. So basically with Destiny 1 and Destiny 2, it did not start off like it was supposed to this game. Destiny 2 is supposed to start off where we left off in D1. But no, that changed. Destiny 2 led off to a different point in time that we were not supposed to go to. I get it, we killed Oryx, but you're supposed to finish off where you left off, from where you left off with Oryx and whoever else. Well, you're supposed to finish off where you left off with Crota, because Crota was the last person we killed, and Crota was the last person that we'd ever see in Destiny 1. You're supposed to start off from where you left off in there, and then go straight into the storyline and story mission and campaign for Gaul. But no, Bungie has changed it to the point where, hey, we're gonna start off here where everything's starting to get destroyed. we're powerless. We don't have anything to do except we only have a freaking sidearm or a machine gun on us, or a freaking rocket launcher, and boom, you go straight into battle, and you gotta find your ghost finds you, you meet up with your ghost, and you have to go and fight and have a way to be able to get your light back. So it gets up to the point where you're powerless, and you're doing all this and that, and you're not able to come back unless you have the power, unless you have your light. But you get your light later on after you finish first campaign. Second campaign, you lose your light all over again, and boom, 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 bam, doing all this, and boom, you get your power back. Same thing happens in the third DLC. Same thing happens in the fourth DLC. Now we're off to maybe our next DLC, because the storyline is going to continue and continue and continue and continue until Bungie has finished the storyline, because it is supposed to be 10 different games, but they're only making 4 with all the DLCs that they have. Each DLC is going to be combined into 4 different games. You have Destiny 1, Destiny 2. Destiny 2 is supposed to transfer over to Destiny 3, which is going to be a disc copy and a PlayStation copy. Everyone's going to go crazy over that and start buying it. A lot of people are wanting to play different things, but that's that. But hey, it was nice seeing everybody and talking to everybody. I will see y'all next time, maybe tomorrow or the next day after that, or the next time that I'm on. I will talk to y'all later. Peace out, goodbye, and this is Skullgurl Gaming, and thank you for watching and listening in and watching me play. So goodbye, everybody.